Welcome back to Our Mindful Process. My name is Craig, and we will continue reading from Maintain, the second book in this series, A Human's Guide to Inner Compassion. Copyright 2025 by Craig A. Burns. These daily readings are a part of the Our Mindful Process practice. Today is May the 26th. Guilt arises when we make a mistake. Shame happens when we think we are a mistake, and there is a big difference between the two. We often don't sit quietly with ourselves long enough to discover that we confuse these two emotions. We are human beings, not human doings. I lost my temper one day, pure and simple. During a spiritual meeting, someone didn't particularly like my I statements. During the meetings, this is when one person shares from their perspective. And I stay away from you or we statements because I don't want to speak for other people. Still, my share set someone off. They interrupted me. There was a gasp in the room, but he continued to speak. I rose from my chair and confronted him. Raising my voice for all to hear, I lost my center of balance and called him young man. He rose to bellow in my face. Someone got up to contain the argument, coming to my side to calm my anger. I resisted and stood still. "How do you like this?" the man roared, touching his stomach to mine. He started staring directly into my eyes. His face was red. "I am okay with it," I responded. I contained myself. I took a breath and recentered. I rarely raise my voice. I chose to do so today to set a boundary. I am actively choosing to treat myself with tender loving kindness. However, I did it in a room full of people. Others were involved in this altercation. I publicized my anger, and I can clearly see this now as I write. Unfortunately, this wasn't over, and I lost my patience again, and my center of balance was lost when I brought up something he had done in the past to make a point. Again, I took a breath, regained my sanity, and remained silent. And I stayed quiet for the rest of the day to process my guilt and any judgment I have for his behavior. And I sat with the guilt I felt for magnifying my anger and voicing it in front of other people. Later, I received a note of apology for cutting off my share at the meeting. And in a return note, I apologize for raising my voice. I forgive him for his outburst. I own the fact that I rarely lose my temper, yet I am responsible for making amends for him, to him, for my behavior. I also own the fact that I still carry resentment about this past behavior. Remember, resentment means to feel again and again and again. This is not productive, and I need to clear the air as we deal with the current matter. I express a desire to end the dispute by accepting what is. It's important to move on. At the end of the day, as I sit with my guilt in meditation, I ponder my own part in the conflict. I do have a temper that I work hard to tame. Meditation helps me, so I ask the space within me to dissolve the episode. And I have apologized for my wrongdoing. Now I need to let go of the past. After meditation, I realize that I have one more amend to make, and that is to the group who heard my outburst. I need to own that I use my anger to exploit another person in front of others. And once I do this, I can remind myself not to submerge myself into shame. Who I am is not a mistake. Who I am is not what I do. We all make mistakes. Mistakes are not who we are. Making amends heaps compost on the garden where healthy relationships thrive. And the rest I leave to the grace of God. Write about a time when you made a mistake and made amends for it. Do it in your journal. As a side note, if you're not sure of the process to practice, please go to January 1st on our channel and look at the first video on how the process of mindfulness works. From there, we 1. Read the reading for the day. For the first 35 days, it is on the instruction of mindfulness itself. And number 2, sit with this process in meditation, starting with 5 minutes and moving up to 40 minutes over 35 days, adding 1 minute a day. It's that simple. And number 3, at some point in time, please feel free to journal about your experience of the reading and the practice for that day. Have a mindful evening, folks.